No, dude.
Live tonight, late night on campus, 10 p.m. Eastern time.
Something wrong with my internet?
Jeff, it's Tuesday night. I'm just going to leave it right up to you right now. Go ahead.
I don't know what you want me to say. I mean, it's just,
come on.
It's not, I'm not trying to look for sympathy. I'm not looking to get laughed at. I'm not doing anything. I'm just, again, I mean, that's what makes baseball just really brutal. I mean, the whole fucking game, 1-0. I mean, the Rockies just could not score more runs. You're sitting on a game with 2 outs, 2 strikes. Greg Holland just cannot figure out how to put someone away and blows it. I mean, that was the worst beat of the season for me. I have not had a worse beat than that. I haven't. That's like
you had everything you wanted in that game too, right up until that 9th inning. Everything.
I mean, it's a beautiful play. I'm getting plus 1.5 runs. I'm getting plus money back. And it's like, that's why in this business, it could be shitty sometimes. I mean, sometimes you make bad picks. Sometimes it's like, wow, dude, what the fuck were you thinking there? But it's like, that's why this business, like when you're in a business where like, you can't really, when other people are in control of your money, it can be really tough. I mean, that's a loss there where it's like, I mean, it's really deflating. I mean, but
it looks like I might be having a little bit of internet. I can hear you pretty good, Jeff, but I might be having some internet problems on my end from freezing up. So we'll see how we can take this, and hopefully everything comes back underway for us here. So.
It sucks. It's like the first thing. I mean, it's 10 o'clock, so it's like I'm literally watching the last couple pitches of that game as we're starting the show. So it's like your mood's either really good or really bad, and it's right now pretty bad.
No, I hear you on that. I'm just trying to work through some of these things. Are they seeing it clear? I see you clear on the actual YouTube channel, but my back channel is just real jazzed up right now.
Yeah, look fine on my end here.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's do it then. Maybe it's just the delay on my screen is there. But yeah, no, I hear you, man. That's ridiculous. I followed it all night long, getting your tweet updates. We got 1 more inning, 2 more innings, 1-0. And again, you don't even have to win the game. 2-run walk-off, so what? 2-1, you lose. You had the perfect scenario there. As a man on third, a single wins the game. You win the game. All you needed to do is not have a home run. That's unbelievable.
It's the continued bullshit with the Cleveland Indians. It's like when you bet on them, they go 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. You bet against them. They do everything correctly until the 9th inning with 2 outs, and now all of a sudden they're fucking AL champions, and they know how to hit all of a sudden. It's really brutal. It really is brutal. And again, that's what this show is for. It's to come on and to erupt about things, but I could take losing, but when you lose like that, it's just like, really? I mean, that's the kind of fucking bullshit life you have to live. But
yeah, no, and I just, same thing watching this here. I just got a grand slam home run from Minnesota to go up 7-4 and cover my over 10. So that's another W there for me.
Yeah, good for you.
The ebbs and the flows, Jeff, of baseball season is right here. This is what's real live about our show. I mean, we usually come on happy and jovial, but that's real life there.
Must be nice to never have those. They never happen to you, seemingly. So, it must be nice. Must be nice to never have.
You know what? The last time it did happen really bad was that I had the 6-run loss in the 10th or the 9th inning. So I've had those losses, big man.
Yeah, I can't remember you ever having those losses here.
I was on the game with you with a terrible loss, the Yankees game where the ground ball went through there, man. We've been there. Come on.
Brutal. I like, and I've been doing really well with baseball the last couple of weeks, but I hate it. Like tonight, I hate it. Makes me want to and it's no sport like this where it's just like one little thing, just amazing. But Donnie, we have a big show planned tonight. Looking forward to it. I guess it is only one game. But we're back. The Late Night on Campus. Welcome into everyone out there listening. We're going to have a fun show tonight. If you're out there, like the show. If you have not liked the show, please do it. We have a good amount of people in here. Hit the like button. We really would.
No, we're Jeff. Let's preface it again tonight. I know we have Al Bernstein on the show. It's going to be a lot of fun talking about McGregor Mayweather there. But Jeff, let's talk about some things that are on the horizon for later in the summer. What we're looking to do. I mean, what you see from me and Jeff. You see us a lot on camera. And it's hard to be on camera. Don't get me wrong. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Me and Jeff have been doing this a long, long time. Well before SBR. Well before anybody even listened to us. Getting our practice in and doing stuff. But also, I get a lot of people asking me, like, well, what's your day to day? Like, do you just, like, come home, turn it on, and give like a half-hour, 45-minute show and shut it off? Jeff, tell the people out there, like, as we move forward, what we're looking to do and what we've done in the past, how much work goes on, like, behind the scenes, just getting ready for our shows to present, keeping up, and also, Jeff, me and you collaborating on doing stuff as like a concept type of show.
Yeah,
behind the scenes and work on stuff.
I think a lot of people in this business that we're in, I mean, you see a lot of people come and go. And I think that's one thing about you and I that I've always, and a lot of the people at SBR that I've always been very fond of. A lot of professionals here, a lot of professionals, a lot of guys that put in the time, understand it. And, we sit here and we spend a lot of time on this. I mean, like today, I did the right side of campus earlier. I have notes on every single team, every game. Then, you and I, we're working on a new little thing during the day at SBR. We went through that, went through a couple takes of that. Then at 6 o'clock, Drew Martin and I did a Sunbelt preview breakdown. We got the show now. I get prepared for Bernstein. Tomorrow we have the roundtable. I got to research the SEC. I have soccer, EPL breakdown. And then we have the show at night. So there's so much to do, And it's not only work. It's not only knowing this stuff. It's watching games. It's knowing people, it's being able to transition out of things, talk to people on the show here. There's so much going on. And Donnie, are we talking about the new content? Is that?
I don't know if it's developed on exactly what's going to take place, but me and Jeff are going to be very, fluent here, should I say, throughout the fall, doing both NFL and college football, and maybe even some little developmental stuff during the week. I mean, staples are still going to stay the same, Jeff. I think it's agreeable. Late Night on Campus is going to be here, and the Right Side of Campus is here to stay. Those two brands, which you guys out there in the chat box, it's the reason why we can keep going. They keep giving us the green light to do more content. It's because people come in here and they know it's real and it's true. The one thing I know from everybody is you can sniff a fake from 1,000 miles. If me and Jeff came on way back 6 months ago and we started debuting the show, the Late Night on Campus, and it wasn't real, you guys would have let us know. We wouldn't have been on the air, Jeff, more than a week and a half of shows, and they would have said, it's just not working out. So I applaud everybody that comes in here, tests us a lot, tests the big man's patience over there. But you see we're real and we like to gamble. And again, it's just one of those things where I like to just thank the crowd out there, so to speak, in the chat box. It's the reason you guys participate coming here in the chat box, which allows me and Jeff to keep moving forward in our careers and have a lot of fun doing it. So again, if I can't thank you guys enough, if it sounds like it's honestly true, because if we didn't have a live chat box, Jeff, what are we doing here? I might as well just pick up my cell phone and call you,
Yeah, look, I've had my run-ins with people on the chat, but I do want people to understand that this is who I am. This is me. I'm not someone that, I want to mix it up. It would be boring if y'all agree with everything. It's fun to stay a little bit more where we can have fun and talk to each other. And look, there's a lot of people that I don't always agree with. You might not always agree with what I do, but we have a great time with it. And I know you're working on some NFL stuff. I'm working on some college stuff. A lot going on. We got the roundtable still. We're really looking to take this business over, and I mean that. We're young guys. We love doing this, and I'm really excited about what we're doing. So,
I just wanted to get that out of the way just to say, because I know a lot of people are asking us, like, what are we doing? We don't have exactly the concepts down, but we do have a schedule laid out, which it's not probably up to us to say exactly what's going on. I'm sure it's going to come out in due time, but just rest be assured, thank you to you guys supporting us all the way, that we're going to be able to move forward and still be a huge, huge part of SBR as SBR grows, because me and Jeff are invested in the company, so to speak, and we want to see it grow, and we want to see everybody have fun doing it.
Yeah, and again, I do want to make this obviously well aware. Clearly, 12:30 won't be the time of the college football show. Clearly, games that would already have started by then. We're shooting probably for like 11 o'clock, 10:30. It's going to be early. We did the basketball sit down at 10:30. I would imagine that'll probably be when the football show will be. And yes, I will be on that. We're going to have some fun with it. So welcome in. Rest in peace, Joe Marino. Cheers. What, did he die?
Now hold on. We have a Matthew. We have a Matthew Troffimino in here. Now is that maybe?
No, he's been in here before.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, he's been in here before. Lawrence Sturgill, what happened? Listen, we're not going to get into him anymore. I'm sick of talking about that guy. Let's move on. Fuck him. Who cares?
Let's get back, Jeff. Let's get back to why we're here tonight. You want to scoop down this baseball card and give some thoughts before we?
Yeah, we can chat about a couple. Keep in mind,
yeah.
about 10:30, Al Bernstein would join us. Showtime commentator for boxing Hall of Famer Donnie. Yes, that is correct. A boxing Hall of Famer. Looking forward to chatting with him about Mayweather, McGregor. We also talk a little Canelo, Triple G. Talk about some fights coming up in the future. By the way, Donnie, which we've talked about, Al Bernstein will call the fight between Mayweather and McGregor. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Looking forward.
Is he really? That's good. That's awesome. Good. Now we'll really be able. Now, Jeff, can we ask him who he really thinks is going to win the fight and lay it down, or what?
He will not answer that. Again, we got to remember. Kyle Honey said, we haven't talked to you in a while. It seems like you're looking to cook up and start stuff here. Let's just move on from it. Why are we keep talking about it, Kyle? You're the only one in here talking about it. Let's move on. Let's talk
Detroit. Yeah, let's go. Jeff, baseball. I want to start with one game. And again, the game ended up 4-2. You know where I'm going, this one north of the border. Jeff, CC Sabathia went 3 innings tonight in relatively cool weather. But I know he's had some good starts. He had a good run, even for about a month, maybe a month and a half. Watching CC Sabathia on the mound, Jeff, you can't have him pitch down the stretch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, look, I mean, you've been adamant in saying you're not a fan of his. Look, overall, I think he's had a fine year. Look, do I want him starting in the playoffs? Not really. Unfortunately, though, the Yankees are really kind of depending that Sonny Gray is what we hope he'll be. Severino continues to pitch the way he'll be. I got to tell you, I don't trust this rotation. I got to say. I mean, I like Severino. He's been great. But other than that, I mean, there's a lot of what ifs in this rotation. Ken Tanaka at some point pitch with any consistency. Do we, CC Sabathia? I mean, could Sonny Gray be a third starter, second starter? There's a lot of issues with this rotation. But look, I like the under. It ended up coming in fairly easily. A weird total, 9.5. Didn't understand that number.
Yeah. No, interesting on that. I mean, it ends up 4-2 in that game. How about the next one, Jeff? Sale and Pruitt. Pruitt with another really good start, Jeff. Might be looking at some value on him moving forward. Obviously, the -211, the 80% of the money down on Sale, 1-0 for a while. So even most people probably, Jeff, where'd they go? Run line in that situation. They cashed in that. So congratulations on that. I mean, it was a square play. I get it, but he still has to get home and get there. But I like the way this kid Pruitt's pitching, man. That's about, what's that, 4th start in a row for him? He's going to have that ERA somewhere in that mid-3s. I'll take that every time, especially when you're getting good prices like he is.
Yeah, this was kind of irritating because, I mentioned on the show I like the run line in this game. It was between this one and the Rockies. And I ended up taking the plus money with the Rockies and, get burned. But, Boston was great. Chris Sale, fantastic as always. But you're right, Pruitt was very good in this game. It wasn't necessarily his pitching. It was the inability of Tampa Bay to do anything. I mean, 2 hits tonight, just not good enough. Just not good enough. Fantastic effort from Sale. Him and Kluber battling it out in the AL Cy Young race.
Jeff, we raised the false flag on a game, and I'm going to explain to you what my differences was, where I know Jeff even asked me, why wasn't I on the Mets tonight? Flexing on the mound, 5-4 winner. I mean, the guy's terrible. And again, the line pointed you in the right direction, but the pitching change sort of messed up the flow for me. The line dropped. I was a little bit uneasy with that game, so I did back off. If that game was Cashner, I mean, there's no saying that still, if it was Cashner, the game still would have won. But that was the reasoning for the false flag, why I backed off it. If anybody went out there and still bet the New York Mets, congratulations. It was a fantastic play. You got a good number on that, and they ended up winning. So, kudos to you on that. But the only reason why I did back off was with the pitching change in that.
Yeah, Donnie, you and I were talking about this, and I'd like to hear your breakdown. I guess I'm not really sure why you backed off. I mean, wasn't the play really going against the fact that the public would bet Cashner or whoever? It was a bet against Flexen, no? Wasn't it?
No, but your premise is correct on what you should have done, and you probably still should have gone through with it. But just trying to be really precise as I get through. The one thing I like to see, Jeff, and you know me, I like to see the tickets build up during the day for an even and odd count. The problem with pulling a pitcher that late is the ticket count sort of resets based on the new criteria, and you don't get that true feeling of a false flag where the money's coming from. The fact that the Mets line dropped a little bit lower, that's all. You still should have went on it, but that's the only reason why I did back off, and I sort of flipped gears and went to some other games instead of that. But you're right. But when maybe on one player or two to try to get him as perfect as possible. But it was a winner, and if you had it, congratulations. It was a great pick.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It just kind of threw off the actual, the false flag possibilities. I get what you're saying. You still there, Don?
Yes, okay. I am. You?
Yeah, I just want to make sure you were cutting out us a little bit there.
No, I don't have you on my back office monitor here at all.
Okay.
Just blinking back and forth. I'm just watching the YouTube feed.
Okay, cool. Big Man and Donnie, either of you ever make it to Vegas? Donnie gets out there once in a while. But again, we feel like everything we can do in Vegas, we do here. So for us, not really a big deal.
And Costa Rica now. I mean, why the hell are we going to Vegas, Jeff? You got the bet box, you got SBR, you got, cocktails, drinks, friendly country. I mean, that might be the new Vegas for us.
Rockies on the road are very suspect. Come on, Marcus, stop. Don't bring that up. It's not about them being a bad road. Come on, Marco, stop. They couldn't hit. That was the problem. Their closer screwed it up. They blew it. First time this year, probably. It wasn't about them being bad on the road. Are they good in the road? No. But again, there was no – if you bet the Indians tonight, don't be the fucker to come out and say it. Come on. Stop. They're down 10 units laying above 175 this year. The play was the Rockies tonight. I don't care if they're playing the fucking Bad News Bears. You don't bet the Indians tonight under no circumstance.
The thing about that too, Jeff, is you say it all the time. You say, okay, I got a 1-0 league. Who do I want to come in the game? You see Holland come in. You're like, I'm in good hands.
Right.
Like I've been on – how many games I've been on the opposite side of Holland where he just comes in and it's 1-2-3 and it's embarrassing? Right. Gives up. What did he give up? 4 runs? That's unbelievable. When's the last time Holland gave up 4 runs? That's what I would like to know.
Never. He doesn't. They're bashing Manziel from the IFBC. That's bullshit. Look, I don't know that they're bashing him. They're reporters, and that's what they do. They look for things to talk about. And at the end of the day, from a sheer perspective of Johnny Manziel looking back in the NFL, I don't care where he's at. I don't care if he's at a gambling conference, he's at a porn theater, he's at a bar, he's at a club. It's not good for his image, no matter where he goes. Unless he goes to a church for 24 hours a day and does adoration all day, he's not doing what he should be. And they're going to look for any way. That's what people like Skip Bayless do. That's what people like Paul Feinbaum do. They look for any kind of issue in anyone's life and magnify it. We know nothing went on there.
Opposite end of the spectrum is that too, Jeff. I mean, him flying down there. Can you fault the guy? I mean, I'm pretty sure that there was some money exchanged for him to come down there. So you're going to fault the guy. He doesn't have a job in the NFL. He's probably not getting sponsorships. So why not? If somebody's going to pay you to be somewhere or, make appearances, you're going to tell me like, oh, man, look what he's doing. Doesn't he have to – I mean, I'm sure he has some money back from the NFL and his family has some money. But here's X amount of dollars. Why don't you come down to hang out with a couple, gamblers and, enjoy your time here and come down for free and we'll give you money or whatever it is. Aren't you going? What are you going to do? Hang out?
He's doing every other thing a young person with money does and with fame does. He goes to appearances and works himself for it.
Gets paid for it. Yes.
Right. And he takes his, by the way, absolute fucking 30 girlfriend, not 20, not a 10. She's a fucking 30. Goes down.
And good. Like my wife's probably not watching like the live feed here, but it was one of those times where Johnny's over by the bar just hanging out. People are taking pictures with him, doing whatever it is. And we have like a group of us on the opposite side, just drinking, having fun. And a girl walks by and everybody just gets like quiet and looks. And like nothing's really said. And all of a sudden I was like, it's like I had no idea who it was, what she was doing there, or who would eat. Like, you know what I mean? And it was just like, yep, now I know.
Dude, she's been on my top 10 list for several years. She's an absolute fucking dime. And I give him all the credit in the world, honestly. By the way, for anyone that wants to bring up money with Johnny Manziel, his family's worth multi-millions. I mean, his dad's an oil tycoon. He's not going to ever be on the street. Okay. The kid made
what did he get? I mean, you're looking at a mid-first round pick, Jeff. What did he probably get? Maybe $15 million guaranteed. Take away taxes. What's he getting? About 7. He had Snickers commercials. I'm sure he had endorsements right out for the first year and a half. So I don't think he's really struggling all that.
And I'm going to come out and say it. I'm sure Bree Tiesi said to him, listen, you're down here, not for me. You're here for these people. Go spend time with them. I'll be on my own. I'll be fine. I guarantee she's an absolute treasure to be with. She seems like a nice person. She's beautiful. Let's just stop jumping to conclusions and acting like she's only with him for whatever. Seems like a nice person. My wife is trying to get me to get Johnny's girlfriend as an Instagram follower for our winery. That's a great thing, Mark. Good wife there. That's funny. Clay Travis's wife is hot. Don't feel bad saying that. Clay
She was good. She was really good looking. Yes. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't.
I mean, does this surprise anybody though?
No,
I mean, come on.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't surprise me. Thank God Jerry Jones went with Martin over Manziel. Okay. Well, look, I mean, we could keep talking about John. Some people don't like him. I like him. I've always been.
Now, Jeff, you know what's interesting, Jeff? The one thing that John from the Manziel interview brought up that I always still think about is what would have happened if he didn't go to the dumpster fire known as the Cleveland Browns? What happens if Chip Kelly got him? What happens if he went to the Dallas Cowboys where they put a freaking security team around him 24/7? Like, what might have happened? You never know, because the Browns are an awful organization. And if you're a guy that wants to party and wants the nightlife and get out, and you're with an awful organization, you know, it's like that's like kindling, getting to go just to set the house on fire.
Shout out to all the people that bet Houston tonight. Nice call if you did that. Laying 170 on the run line. Shouldn't be doing that. Who's doing that? Stop doing that. Don't lay unless the run line is 115 or less. You should not be laying a run line at 170. Come on. I don't care.
Another game I was looking at tonight too, Jeff, was the Waka game versus Vargas. Same thing on that.
Oh, you said what? Say it again, Don.
I was looking at the Waka game. I thought you were saying like which games were you looking at or going over early what you shouldn't do. I was just saying the St. Louis game looked like a decent play tonight. Looks like it's going to play out.
Yeah, sure. St. Louis getting the job done. Yeah, Waka, it doesn't look like a bet on pitcher on the road, but this Royals team is fading. I mean, this would be, what would this be? 8 of 11. They've won. I think they've lost 8 of 11, I believe. If they lose this game, so yeah, they're struggling. Arizona, LA, they're looking. This one's looking like a low-scoring game. I do have the under in this game. I will put that out there. I'm on the under 9.5. Hopefully, no shenanigans in this one. And I'm also on another late game. Oakland's taking a lead against the Seattle Mariners. A 3-run home run from Chris Davis. Ariel Miranda having a little trouble. I think we talked about over looked pretty good here between these two teams. Two pitchers having a little trouble.
Yeah, sneaky little environment out there in Oakland. Tough one. I'm not looking to back Oakland, most of the time at this point. I wasn't even looking to back Oakland today at all. The games I was looking at, wishy-washy in between there. Ended up selling, Jeff. I haven't had a total in a long time. And boy, did it work out really well. I'm glad I went that way. The other game I was looking at, St. Louis, the Mets. So what we like to say in the industry, the radar was working pretty good tonight with what you were looking at doing. In another game, a game, Jeff, that I didn't cap, which I'm actually mad I did not cap. For some reason, just slipped my mind versus Cincinnati all day today. Why did I wasn't even on my radar for some reason. And I look at the numbers now and everything made sense. And yeah, 7-3 they win. So I'm kind of mad at myself for not really taking the time like I should have.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of false flags. Not a lot of false flags tonight.
Not a lot of big ones like they just popped off the screen, Good point.
No, there weren't. There weren't many of them for sure. You're dead right on that. What other ones do we have here?
The Phillies, Jeff, when we talked about minus 175, minus 180 on Tehran. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be doing it. I mean, the Phillies have dominated, Donnie. They've won, I think, 9 of 11 against the Atlanta Braves. Looking like another nice start here tonight. Mets, Donnie, get the job done as well. How about that? They take care of the Texas Rangers, so we should have jumped on it. Since I started following you guys, I haven't laid more than 140. It's smart.
Ooh, I like it. That's good. There you go. I like this guy.
Great stuff. Muhammad, Keuchel is obviously hurt. Going to screw my parlay over. I don't know if he's hurt.
We talked about that earlier, man. His last 2 starts, I mean, they're not Dallas Keuchel-like. And until I see it, it's hard to lay a number like that. But again, Jeff, we preface it by saying I was by no means coming in here saying, well, Ed, the clear play was the White Sox. The White Sox, I don't care what situation they're in. So I'm not going to say I was smarter than anybody in this game saying, well, you can't lay that money. I wasn't going to lay it, but don't get me wrong. I wasn't going to be on the White Sox either here.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's one of those you just kind of stay away, right? I can't stop thinking about Manziel's wife. Well, Steven, I do have a feeling you're probably not going to ever get to see her again. So you might as well stop thinking about her. But I hear you. Sometimes you see that woman and you just say, God, she should be with me and not him. I agree. It happens to me all the time. Do you guys still take calls to talk sports? Not tonight. We actually have several guests tonight. Our friend Ryan will join us later in the show, Donnie. Our fantasy expert, who was well taken care of on the last show. People really enjoyed his appearance. We'll talk about Jay Cutler. We'll talk a little Manziel again, and we'll talk about Ezekiel Elliott as well.
When's that shoe going to drop? That should be fun.
Yeah, another homer by Minnesota, 9-4. How about that, Donnie? You're on.
It looks smart, man. I do have this game in a lightning bet down on 8th and Oregon, so.
Oh yeah,
the more runs, the better.
Yeah, Mikey Tats took that bet, huh? The kid from Franklin Street took that bet.
By the way, Jeff, I mean to ask you, social media wise, any way that you can finagle that you can get a hold of the SBR account when we get our late night at the ballpark on Thursday?
Oh, sure.
Sure, we can work that out, right? Yeah.
Oh, so you want like live shows and stuff?
Live show, like I know you could pop on. They got Periscope hooked up to that. We could take a couple things between innings, mess around, have some beers, maybe give a little late night action. Let Jack Ryan, John Ryan.
John Ryan. Yeah.
John Ryan coming to the game, put him on screen with us. We'll have some fun at that game. You never know, big man. I'm expecting a picture with a foul ball or, again, a bloody nose because you didn't catch the foul ball. So
no, I'm good with the glove. I'm good with the glove. Donnie, by the way, I wanted to ask you, while we're waiting for our guest here, did you obviously we talked a little bit at the Little League earlier, the Little League kid. Did you see the the fat kid? Did you see him?
Dude, I saw it came on I think somebody retweeted it around. Yeah. That's my dude. If are they still in it, I have to watch the game because I loved it, man. Boog is his name or something like that, right?
Yeah. No, I don't know if they're still in it, but that was fantastic, wasn't it?
Loved every minute of it, man. And the best part about it, Jeff, did you see the single to right field and the guy tried to throw him out at first base? I mean, come on, man. Why are you picking
and he almost got him too. Joining us now, we're excited about it. Our old friend Al Bernstein joins us from Showtime. Al, welcome back to the show. How you doing tonight?
Nice to be with you guys.
Always good to see
Al,
your
fantastic
face, Al. We got to ask. I know last time we talked, you didn't want to sing for us. We actually did sing for us. Can we get a little number before you go on tonight?
Little extra, see a little dude, how about going to Chicago, but I can't take you. Yeah, I'm going to Chicago, but I can't take you. There ain't nothing in Chicago a crazy woman can do. There you go. That's the song I do.
Fantastic.
Love it. We're still working on Al getting you to the Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa in Atlantic City. We're hoping by then sports betting will be legal and we can all put a nice bet in, have a nice night on the town.
There you go.
Hearing you sing. But Al, a lot going on in the boxing world. We're excited to have you tonight. Obviously, first things first, we'll get in a little bit to the Mayweather-McGregor shenanigans. But I got to ask you, Al, after the Lomachenko dispatch on Saturday against Moraga, which was a great easy win for Lomachenko, Mariaga really just didn't have anything for him. It was a total mismatch. Where's he going next? Is Mikey Garcia coming up? I know Gervonta Davis said that Lomachenko is not a big enough call for him just yet. What are your thoughts on those comments?
I thought that was interesting. I think more people probably know Vasily Lomachenko than Gervonta Davis. I think Gervonta Davis is a great fighter and could well be someone to challenge Lomachenko. But at this juncture, I think Lomachenko has he could fight Guillermo Rigondeaux. That's a possibility. A rematch with Salido, which is intriguing in a way because he wants to expunge that close loss. And then Berchelt, the other 130-pound champion, Miguel Berchelt, who's a very good fighter. I think one of those fights are likely. And then I think if Garcia wants to come back down to 135, I think they could make the Lomachenko fight at 135. Obviously, in terms of business, because of Garcia's previous bad situation with Top Rank, it might have the easiest fight to make business-wise, but I think it's not impossible to make. And that would be, of course, a spectacular fight.
No, I agree with you. I think it'd be fantastic. Many call Vasily Lomachenko the best boxer in the world, possibly. So we'll see. Orlando Salido would be interesting too. Salido, the only fighter to beat Lomachenko, so that'd be interesting. We're talking with Al Bernstein, boxing Hall of Famer, Showtime boxing analyst. Al, I got to ask you. We talked a lot on this show and in the past with some of our other boxing guys about Adrian Broner. I had the unfortunate point of picking Broner against Garcia. I just thought we had a different Adrian Broner finally. Seems like he had finally matured a little bit. He was saying all the right things, really looked good in certain sessions that I saw him in. Then he comes out, same old Adrian Broner, doesn't want to throw punches, continues to do his same old things. Is he the most disappointing fighter we've seen over the last 5 years or so?
Well, you can take a couple different views of Broner. Is he a skilled fighter? Yes. Was he ever going to be a great fighter? In my opinion, no. I always thought he could be a good fighter, and he was a good fighter, and still is probably a good fighter. But you hit on it. A couple of things stop him from moving forward. Number one, whether it's a lack of confidence in his own ability to sustain that effort over 10 or 12 rounds, or it's his unwillingness to take risks to be hit, he simply will not throw enough punches to win a fight. Now, when he was down at 135 pounds, he could knock everybody out. And we didn't care so much or notice that he was so economical with his punches. But once he started moving up in weight and fighting fighters of better ability, if he didn't knock you out, he didn't beat you. And in addition to the 3 losses he's had to Maidana and to Garcia and also Porter, I think he could easily make a case he lost to Adrian Granados, and the fight with Paulie Malignaggi was very close as well.
Yep, split decision, sure. I remember that. And again, other than that, he's really just been disappointing. Every time you think, again, here he comes, he's going to do something here. And he's just been so arrogant with his fights. Even after the fights, you're still maintaining that, he's going to be back. And at what point do we say it might just be over for him?
Well, he's in denial. He's in denial that there's an issue. And winning and losing has never felt after losses. Look, we all know losses happen in every sporting endeavor. And boxing, there's probably way too much emphasis put on the idea of being undefeated. But I think we all agree, whether it's playing racquetball in a tournament, or at the rec center, or in a basketball tournament there, or you're in an amateur boxing match or wherever, you're doing your best to win. We know everyone can't always win. You want to feel, though, when you're rooting for a professional franchise or a professional fighter, that when they don't win, they're at least mildly disappointed. Okay?
Right.
One doesn't always get that sense from Adrian Broner. And I think that that's a big part of why I think, even from the standpoint of some basis of fan support, that he's going to be in trouble in that regard as well.
Yeah, it really seems like a lost soul right now as far as what I've seen. Quickly, Al, before we get into a little bit of Mayweather-McGregor, Pacquiao-Horn happened over a couple weeks ago over in Australia. They've since come up with another fight, which will happen later in the year. Again, you watched it, I watched it, we all watched it. It was free on TV, so I think many people watched it. And again, I'm very vague question, but Al, was this one of the worst decisions you've ever seen in a boxing match?
No, it wasn't. The one score was ridiculous. I think, wasn't there one score that was like
117, 112, I think.
Yeah, that was absurd for Horn. The idea of Horn winning the fight was not the worst, certainly the worst decision we've ever seen. I thought it was a fairly close fight, simply because Pacquiao was less precise than he needed to be. Horn was more aggressive in many cases. And so, to my way of thinking, you can make a case for a draw. You can make a case for 7-5 Pacquiao. Maybe you can make a case for 7-5 Horn, though I'm not sure about that. But I thought the fight itself was kind of close because of what Pacquiao didn't do. And in the early rounds, Horn was more efficient. I didn't think it was this crazy, insane robbery, but you can make a strong case that Pacquiao won the fight. What you can't make the case for Pacquiao is that he fought at a high level, because he didn't in that fight. Because Horn is a C-plus fighter, decent fighter. Maybe he could get to being a B fighter, but he's not the kind of fighter that Manny Pacquiao should be in a life and death struggle with.
Yeah, I think we would agree. I mean, Pacquiao obviously isn't what he once was, clearly. But Horn, look, did he have some spurts in that fight? Sure. Was he good, particularly late? No. I mean, at one point in the 10th round, I think the ref wanted to call the fight. I mean,
he was in trouble. Here's the problem. The problem is boxing is a round-by-round proposition. And the question is, how many of those early rounds did Manny Pacquiao give up? Right. And that's where you have to kind of look at it. It's a round-by-round situation. I think you can certainly make a case for Horn winning 5 rounds, 6 rounds.
Sure.
Maybe you can make a case for 7. I don't know. But I think there were a lot of close rounds in there.
The 117, 112, and that
that's absurd. That's ludicrous. Yeah. I mean,
I totally agree.
No sense at all. And that's what taints the overall. This is what happens in boxing. We get a decision. Sometimes you even get a decision that's correct, but one of the scores is so ridiculous that you feel like it was grudgingly given to the right man or woman. And that's, in this case, even if the other 2 judges had scored it for Pacquiao, and we said, well, okay, at least they got it right, that score would still stick in our craw.
Yeah, if it was a small decision, I could have agreed, but some of the scores are just ridiculous. And we're talking with Al Bernstein from Showtime Boxing, Boxing Hall of Famer. We've had him on, great guy, love talking to him. Obviously, Al, the big question is, everyone's talking about it. It doesn't matter if you like boxing, you don't like boxing, you haven't been around boxing for a while. Everyone is talking about Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. And if I remember correctly, the last time you were on with us, this wasn't a guarantee. Donnie, maybe you remember. Was this set up at that point?
No, it was not. No, we were just speculating on what might happen if it was to take place.
That's kind of what I remember.
Yet. Yeah.
And I remember we laughed about it. We thought it was ridiculous. I got to ask, Al, as we're 18 odd days away, has your feeling on this changed at all?
Well, look, I'm going to announce the fight. So it's an event that people want to see. This is different than most boxing or MMA matches. The promoter says, oh, this match looks interesting. I think the public will be interested, so let's put it out there and garner their support. This match kind of came the other way around. No matter what your feelings about this match, and I completely understand people being skeptical of this, it's happening primarily because people want to see it. Not everybody wants to see it, but so many people do that they've created a need for the event, or at least a place for this event, which is fascinating. And so, as odd as it may feel to some people who follow both combat sports very carefully, they may think, well, what's the allure of it? Because it doesn't seem like in a boxing match, Conor McGregor can do too much to Floyd Mayweather. Why would we want to see it? Well, people do want to see it, and whatever the results will be, they're interested in seeing this thing happen.
One thing I will ask before Donnie has a question for you, Al. I found something interesting. Obviously, we follow the odds and things like that. And currently offshore, you have Floyd Mayweather, about a 1-7 favorite. Mayweather getting back 5-1 or so, or McGregor getting back 5-1. I'm sorry. You look at some of the past odds. Now, this is just amazing to me. Against Andre Berto, Mayweather's a minus 3,000, basically 1-30. Very high odds. But you look at, Marcos Maidana was a bigger underdog to Floyd Mayweather than Conor McGregor. Victor Ortiz, Miguel Cotto. We're talking about, Cotto is a legend in the sport. And Manny Pacquiao. Some of these odds. It's just amazing at the odds. And you would be
able to answer that question to me better than I to you, because isn't part of the gaming business that you couldn't, if you put the real odds, it would economically, it wouldn't work for anybody, right? Because it would be nonsensical, I guess.
I guess it's almost amazing. And I know, Donnie, you've looked at this, and I've as well. Look at the amount of bets coming in on McGregor that people actually believe that he has a chance to not only be in this fight, but win this fight. And it's we've seen it time and time again with Floyd Mayweather Jr. We want to pick the underdog. We want to say he can do this. I remember when he fought Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton was the next big thing. Coming over from England, everyone thought this guy's going to do it. His career was ended by Floyd Mayweather. It's just amazing at the amount of bets. I've heard the term Square Palooza on this fight. All the sharp bettors are looking at Floyd Mayweather. Donnie, what do you have tonight?
Yeah, I just wanted to get pick your brain a little bit here. Obviously, being a Hall of Fame boxing announcer, you've been around hundreds of fights. This one being a little bit different, covering it with McGregor and Mayweather. Obviously, you have an all-time champion with Mayweather. McGregor coming into his first professional boxing fight. As an announcer, how do you get inside his mind, or maybe pick his mind to pick and choose some things that you might use during the fight? Because, again, it's not a true heavyweight championship fight or even a lightweight fight there. Getting a guy in the ring there, not sure what to expect. How do you approach the fight when calling it in that type of situation?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. You know, normally we would look at video, and I've looked at video of him in the octagon, but that's different than boxing. So it's very difficult to know. I've talked to a number of MMA fighters and asked them to theorize what would you do in this case, and they've talked to me about how they might approach it, and how they think McGregor might approach it. Because it's a boxing match, obviously, and because he now has to even rethink how he strikes, because in MMA, you know, part of the reason why mixed martial artists can't sometimes set down on their punches as much, and they can't strike in the same ways, because they're worried about kicks, they're worried about takedowns, so they have a different way of approaching it. He's had to kind of relearn over a very short period of time, even the whole way he'll approach this. And I think one of the many things about this fight that is a mystery is even that, because I've talked to a whole bunch of people. I've looked at video of him and even chatted with Paulie, who did some sparring with him. And there's no way of knowing exactly what strengths McGregor is going to bring into this fight. We know he has a good left hand. Of course, he'll want to land that if possible. We don't know how good it will be with 8-ounce gloves or with larger gloves and all the rest of it. But we'll see. I mean, all I can do is go by the video I've seen, talk to a whole bunch of people, which is what I've done, and try and find a perspective to look at how he'll approach this.
Last question for you, Al. I've been watching, 24/7 and some of the other things, and I noticed Joe Cortez is at some of his camps, and I found that it seems like Conor is struggling with the rules, and it's such a short turnaround. Look, we know Conor boxed when he was younger. Have you talked to anyone from his past, any of his old coaches or anything like that? I mean, is he going to be able to follow the rules in this fight? I mean,
yeah, he will. I mean, they brought Joe Cortez in just to make sure that there wasn't, that he wouldn't fall into the trap. So he's clearly not going to kick. He's not going to take him down. I think we can expect Conor McGregor, even though he's not this kind of fighter, even in MMA, when he's on his feet as a striker, he's more of a counter puncher. He looks for his spots, but you would want to be the two people that have had success against Mayweather, Marcos Maidana and Jose Luis Castillo, have done so with an inside active style, roughing him up a little bit, throwing a lot of punches. So we will certainly see McGregor try to use his physicality, and he's the bigger man and the stronger man in there. Mayweather's fighting at a weight up near where he fights at 154. That and the fact that Mayweather is coming back after a 2-year layoff at 40 are the two things that give this fight, a little more intrigue.
One thing I can say, and we can all agree on, these guys are going to be very rich after this fight. Al, we're looking forward to hearing you on Showtime. We're looking forward to the call. I know I'm looking forward to the fight. I'm looking forward to a lot of fights coming up. We have I'm thinking of Cotto all of a sudden. Canelo and Triple G coming up. We have a lot of good things coming up. Real quick, I always ask you this, and I'll ask you one more time. What's next for Danny Garcia? Any hearing about that?
They're trying to make the Porter, Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, which would be a great fight.
Yeah.
My sense is there's some resistance on Garcia's part.
Of course there is.
About that.
Danny doesn't want to lose again. That's always been his problem.
The WBC is trying to order it as some kind of mandatory for a title. I think that would make a lot of sense. Of course, Sean Porter, you could tell him he's going to go fight King Kong next week. And he would say, okay, I can do that. I'm giving up a little weight, but, I think I could go do it. So I'm hoping that Porter Danny Garcia fight gets made.
Al, we love your opinion. Catch Al, Showtime Boxing. I don't think we need to show you where it's going to be. Mm-hmm. It's Mayweather-McGregor, August 26th. Al will be on the call with Paulie Malignaggi and Mauro Ranallo, the best team in boxing. Al, we couldn't thank you more for coming on. Hoping we can meet you someday. We'll try to work that out with you. Thanks for coming on.
Come out to Vegas here sometime.
Oh, it's done, Donnie. We're in. You got to sing for us for sure. Al, thanks for coming on, taking a couple minutes with us tonight.
You guys take care. Bye-bye.
See you, buddy. Al Bernstein joining us live from Las Vegas, Showtime boxing expert who will call the Mayweather-McGregor fight. How about that, Donnie? He's going to be sitting ringside at possibly the most anticipated fight we've seen. I know that I've seen. Donnie, can there be a more anticipated fight?
Actually, and again, I like to see all the people, the purists out there. It's going to be a terrible fight. Is that not the point of it anyway? Get around with your friends, throw a couple bucks in, enjoy the night. Maybe you might see something freakish happen, but I guarantee you one thing. You're probably going to get what you pay for in this fight one way or another, and I'm looking forward to it. I don't care about purism, and it's not right, and he's going to ruin the sport and make a mockery. You know what, Jeff? I'll be paying for it, and I'm going to be having a lot of fun with it.
He's not going to ruin anything, and, as we kind of get closer and closer to the fight, not in a million years, I think Mayweather should be 30 minus 3,000. Honestly, I think it should be minus 4,000. Really, I think it's going to be fun to watch. Pageantry's going to be there. I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. And again, is it going to be a fight from a standpoint of? Do I think it's going to be a tactical brawl that I will remember when I'm 50 years old? Probably not. I'm looking more forward to Sean Porter and Danny Garcia or Lomachenko Garcia. But again, the spectacle is going to be there, Donnie. So great stuff by Al. What do we have, Donnie, on some scores? Anything coming?
I actually trying to reboot my system. I'm having problems with it. I don't really have too much up there. So if you actually know what, I have some scores up here now on a different application.
Tonight, this year?
5 Cardinals 10-3, A's 3-0, Giants 3-0. Whoa, Giants 3-0 over the Cubs, Jeff. That might ruin some parlays.
How many people laid the fucking 180 tonight? I'm sure plenty people did.
Twins 10-4, Jeff. Stop. And Lightning. I'm making tens of thousands of dollars on my Lightning bet tonight, by the way.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, if you know anything about Lightning bets, which we'll explain at some point, Donnie writes that actually did a Lightning bet tonight, so he's up about 50,000. So congratulations. He's going to take us all to the Sheraton Hotel in Escazú. Even Ryan, who's joining us now.
Yeah, we're going to remake the exactly. Hey, Ryan, what's up?
Ryan, we have to invite you in. You're now part of an organization that's been featured today on ESPN, on SEC Network, on Fox Sports. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean that's awesome. I mean that's fantastic. I mean I saw that just recently, and that's great for everyone over here at SBR. And you guys are doing awesome things, and it's my pleasure to come on here from time to time and kind of contribute my 2 cents to everything. So yeah, kudos to you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Just keep on keeping on, and good things will come. So you guys are doing great stuff.
Ryan, what are your thoughts on Johnny Manziel? Do you think? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Ryan. Okay, I mean, if your team brought on Johnny Manziel, would you bring on Johnny Manziel as your third quarterback right now?
No, no.
Okay, who would you be more likely to bring on, Johnny Manziel or Colin Kaepernick?
Colin Kaepernick.
Okay. Is that
I'll be completely honest, and I don't know if you guys I'm sure you've discussed this, and I don't want to open up this whole can of worms, but I'll be honest, I'm very surprised Colin Kaepernick doesn't have a job. There's a lot of backup quarterbacks I would not want over Colin Kaepernick.
And that's interesting you say that, because Donnie Wrightside and I have had this exact talk, and he thinks Donnie, why don't you let Ryan know what you think? You think he's Shouldn't done
He
belong in the
stinks.
NFL.
Here's my whole premise on Kaepernick. Enough to overcome what other people see as a deficiency. His deficiency is not even about football right now. His deficiency is how you treat your paying public. Why would you put him on your football team when he offers nothing but people getting angry? Why have that? That's what I don't understand.
Because it's a business. It's not a Girl Scout.
That's exactly. It's
everyone
a
else
business.
likes him.
I mean, he does. Putting Colin Kaepernick on your team is not going to make you a playoff team. If your starting quarterback goes down and Colin Kaepernick goes in, you're 3-13. Just deal with it.
Yeah, dude, I think he's better
to the playoffs. He's not going to win anything. He's runs the read option. That's all he is. Come on.
He's better than every quarterback the Jets have. Come on, dude.
But that's not the point. Okay, put him on the Jets. They win 3 games. Awesome. What's the point?
Donnie or Ryan, if you're the Jets, you would pick up Kaepernick, wouldn't you?
I mean, look, there's just a handful of backup quarterbacks out there that I'm not impressed with, and I would kind of take a flyer on Kaepernick. I mean, it's a shame that this whole thing kind of happened because, look, Donnie, you might not think Kaepernick's very good. Look, I'm not saying he's very good either. I don't think he's anything special. But if what we just went through the last year with Colin Kaepernick, if it didn't happen, he'd still be on a roster. I mean, that's a fact.
That is correct. That is at 100% fact,
yeah,
Ryan. I agree.
That's
100% fact.
He's on a team. Yeah, I mean, he's on a team. He may still be starting. Who knows? But, I definitely think but at the end of the day, he has himself to blame. I mean, he did all this. He opted out of his huge contract in San Francisco. So it's his doing to a degree as well.
Still amazing that he has not come out and said anything. I mean, we haven't heard from him. And where is he? I mean, does he care?
That's what I disagree with also, Jeff. Who is managing this guy? If you're out in front, are you kidding? Like a couple nice PR stops. Go on Fox News. Go on CNN. Go on MSNBC. Go on ESPN. Go on, Sunday night on ABC and explain yourself, because chances are if you have a good interview of a half hour on national TV, you will sway a lot of audience members and maybe sway an owner to put you on your team. But why is he not out in front of it when people are just taking darts at him left and right, not defending himself? That's another thing I would issue with. Be out in front of it.
I agree with you. I don't know what his press team is doing. I don't know what his PR people are doing. Where's his agent? I don't really get this. And Raymond Scott's right. Doesn't seem like he needs or cares about football anymore. So Ryan's right. I think he has himself to blame. And we're talking with Ryan D'Amico. Ryan, friend of the show, fantasy. I think we can call you a fantasy expert, Ryan. You give out some great information last time you were on.
Little bad luck there, though, Jeff. Tannehill goes out for the year. And so that's going to be a wash. Was a sleep.
But maybe it's Ryan's curse. Maybe he's cursed coming on this show.
Ryan, you would agree though, and I just want to ask. I mean, you would agree that, and maybe you wouldn't agree, but I don't think that this really moves the needle much. I don't think. I mean, is Jay Cutler that much worse? Really? I mean, he's the most competent quarterback on the street coming in. I mean, what are they really losing? I mean, still have the same weapons. He's not bad. I mean, Jay Cutler's just been, unfortunately, a little inconsistent and inaccurate and fairly off the field. No one really likes. Other than that, he knows the offense. He knows Adam Gase. Is there that much of a drop-off here? I don't see it.
Talent-wise, honestly, I don't think there's that much of a gap. The only thing that I kind of worry about with the Cutler signing is how long is it going to take to kind of get a rapport with all the skill position players. I mean, that's the only thing that I really look at and say, okay, how much time is this guy going to need? It was fortunate that it's not like the second or third preseason game that this happened. It was before, right in the first week of training camp. So, I mean, that gives them some extended period of time here to build up that rapport. But look, I mean, it's beautiful that he's been with Adam Gase. I mean, that's no coincidence there. That's probably 90% of the reason they brought him in here was the familiarity with Adam Gase, the good season he had under Adam Gase. I think he had his second lowest interception total in that year under Adam Gase before he left. So, I mean, I think Cutler can be feasible. And I'll be honest, I think it's a good situation for Cutler just because you name all the weapons they have. Plus, they were going to run the ball a lot this year anyway, with whether it was Tannehill, whether it was Matt Moore, whoever the quarterback was. That's still going to hold serve, probably even more so now that they're going to pound Ajayi a lot more than they would have if Tannehill was in there. But I think Cutler can go in and just, if he goes in under the assumption that, look, I don't have to win us every game, just don't lose it. Like,
right.
Jay, just don't lose the game. That's the mindset he has to have. And if that's the mindset he has, I think they'll be competitive in a majority of their games.
I think you do this fine. And Donnie, we talked about it. I mean, it's not like they're going to beat New England anyway, so does it really matter? They're going to win 8 or 9 games.
I mean, what's the let's just exactly what is he worth? Maybe a game less,
right.
if that. I mean, we're not talking about losing Tom Brady
right.
here. You're right.
Ron, you know, I mean, we watch plenty of games together. I can't stand Tannehill. I hate him.
He's a headache. I mean, he has a lot of kind of untapped potential that you kind of expect him to make the next step, and he never does. He's just like walking in quicksand, basically. He just can never move forward. And yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. And one of my better friends is a Dolphins fan, so I pay attention to them, and I kind of follow what they're doing. I've watched my fair share, and yeah, Tannehill, he's something else, that's for sure.
I want to just catch up quickly here, Donnie, on the live chat. A local is a bookmaker that takes bets. Again, Muhammad, I get what you're saying. It might be termed something different in Canada. Donnie, this all started from your lightning bet conversation. A lightning bet's not offered by sportsbooks. You may have various locals that you might know personally that will take lightning bets. A lightning bet basically is, let's say you take Michigan and Ohio State. Michigan's a 3-point favorite. You can lightning them. For every point they cover over the spread, you lightning every point's, let's say, $1,000, and they win by 10, you'd win 7,000. Or if they're -3 and they lose by 3, you would lose 6,000. So it can get really interesting. Again, no casino is ever going to take that bet. It's really a bet all you're going to be able to take from a guy on Franklin Street in South Philadelphia, or somebody Donnie knows in South Jersey that runs their business at a Valentino's on Black Horse Pike. That's all you're going to have. So again, who was Michael Irvin at SBR IPC? I believe he worked for one of the sports books, if I'm correct. You would know better than me, Donnie.
I don't know if he did. Somebody answered like a credit card question down there, but I don't know. I'm
pretty sure he had a shirt on from a sports book. I don't know which one it was. Might have been Bet Online or Intertops. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he worked for one of the sports books. Ryan, Chris Carter's come out and said that Ezekiel Elliott may be suspended for a long period of time. I mean, you would agree that's a glancing blow to the Dallas Cowboys for the first several games of the season, isn't it?
Well, obviously, I mean, look, Dak was nice last year and everything. I mean, that was a nice story with, him slipping, the Cowboys potentially wanting to trade up for Paxton Lynch. It didn't happen. So they settled, quote unquote, for Dak Prescott. He has a nice year. I'm not going to take anything away from him. But the reason that they did what they did was because they rode Zeke Elliott. And if he has to miss any sort of time, whether it's 2 games, whether it's 4 games, whether it's 6 games, I mean, that's a big blow to the Cowboys. Jeff, you and I have been on record that we think the Cowboys take a step back. I don't think they're going to only win like 7 or 8 games, but I just don't think they win 13 again this year. And if he is out, that's a huge step back. And I'd be really surprised if he wasn't suspended. I really would. And because Chris Carter came out and said that there's evidence and reports that haven't surfaced yet that apparently we don't know about. And whatever that is, it can't be good.
You got the Giants, Broncos, Cardinals, and Rams, and then Packers to open the season. So 3 out of the 4 games to open the season are pretty tough. I mean, it's at Denver. Yep. They have a great defense. Cardinals are going to be much better. We obviously know you start out the season in the NFC East. Yeah, I mean, and again, Dak was great and all. And like you said, Ryan, the problem was Ezekiel Elliott was just amazing. I mean, 15 touchdowns, big for the Eagles, big for the Giants. He is out for the first couple games of the season. Ryan,
there's got to be something to that, by the way, Jeff. When you talk about Ezekiel Elliott, this seems like it's going on longer than Deflategate. I mean, they've been like, when is going to be enough that's going to happen? Something really must have happened bad where they're about to close it down and scrounged up another piece of information, because it's honestly been a year that they've been investigating this, and it's very, very hush-hush quiet.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. And that suck fest Saturday evening with Jerry Jones made me sick. I will say.
By the way,
Ryan,
where did he get his haircut from? Did you guys see his haircut?
Oh no, I know.
Where did he get his facelift at too? Man?
He went to 9th and Wolf in South Philadelphia. Every South Philly kid has the same haircut.
That's brutal.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that haircut, and it's just a sick joke of I love my wife. She's been such a yeah, right. Like
and then show the pictures. Come on,
yeah.
come on.
It's like we haven't seen you with every fucking assistant you've had ever. What do you think will ultimately happen to Ezekiel Elliott, Ryan? Ryan, what do you think will happen to Ezekiel Elliott long term?
I think if I had to make a bet right now, I'd put my money on 4 games. I think he gets 4 games. I don't think he's going to get 6, and I don't think he's going to get 2. So I'll just kind of middle it there and say 4. I mean, if what Chris Carter's saying that the evidence and the reports that are going to come out are as bad as he kind of alluded, at least that's what I took from the interview the other day with Chris Carter. That it sounds pretty bad from what he was kind of building there. I'll say 4 games.
Yeah, well, let's only hope. Before we go tonight, Donnie and Ryan, Joe West, is anyone surprised that he made comments about Adrian Beltre? Did you hear about this, Donnie?
I caught the snippet of it. He's actually been suspended. Is that correct?
He's been suspended, yep.
Yeah, what a tool bag he is.
But hold on, Jeff. We pay to see the umpires, though. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. No, it's exactly what we do. We pay to go to games to watch fucking Cowboy Joe West with his –
Jeff, whatever the Cowboy West appeals this, and he's in Philadelphia on Thursday night.
Oh, is he really? No way.
You never know.
Hey, Ryan, how about this? Donnie and I are going to the Phillies on Thursday. We get Jacob DeGrom, Aaron Nola. How about that?
Nice. Beautiful.
What a pitch.
Real quick. I think the best thing going on in any sort of baseball right now is kind of what's going on in the Little League World Series.
But that fat kid?
Yeah.
We were talking about
that big African American kid who just absolutely murdered a home run over.
Yeah, we were talking about.
He hit that ball to the trees. Like
we were talking about that earlier.
But that fat kid's great though. That fat kid is awesome.
That kid's still playing though. I need to watch this.
Yeah, he plays for Tennessee.
He is, and he ripped a RBI single to right field today, and they tried throwing him out at first, but God love him, he beat it out.
That looks like a young Ryan D'Amico in the.
You're right. You're right, dude. Whenever I would get hits, they'd pinch run for me. It's like, dude, I got a double. I want to score. Come on, and they pinch run for me.
I got to ask, would that kid hit it up to the 3rd floor up at Yankee Stadium for sure? No, I mean that's like
that kid's got some serious power. We need to investigate that. We need to get his birth certificate up. Daniel style.
That was a scummy move, I feel like, to try to throw the kid out. I mean, really. I mean, that poor kid would have cried. I mean,
bat speed on that man. Weighted back on that pitch, laced it out the right. It's a good piece of hitting.
Yep. That was beautiful. Yep.
It's amazing, this kid. I mean, Jeffrey Powell is his name. They call him Boog.
They call him Boog, yep.
I got to see this
awesome.
This kid. 5'2", 220 pounds.
That's awesome.
I can't believe we haven't heard a Big Man on Campus joke about this kid yet. Why did I have a feeling?
We got to get Zach to Photoshop something for you on that.
Can we get this kid on the show? Do you think he'd come on? Can we get him to IFBC this year?
Oh my God, that'd be great. Yes.
Hey, Donnie, real quick before we go, how was your experience down there and your experience with Manziel? Was he a pretty cool guy, or?
It's a good point you brought that up, because I've been to a lot of conventions, I've been to a lot of places, card shows, where it's almost like, man, my time in for 2 hours, like let me just put the 2 hours in and bounce. You know what he's been through, like with the media, with everybody. Now, again, he did it to himself. But one of those things, it could have been very easy for him to be like, him and his wife or girlfriend or whatever, look, let's go down there. I got to hang out for like this poker tournament. Like, I'm just going to bounce it. What are they going to do? Like, not pay me if I skip out for like an hour, or not show up at the conference, or show up late. He could have been real. And most people were expecting that, saying down there, maybe he just flakes and bounces. But honest to God, like he was there and talked to you as if you're having a conversation. And I told Jeff, I got a kick out of it because I kept asking him Eagle questions with Chip Kelly, and he was completely engaged in the conversation. It wasn't like, yeah, well, that's pretty fun. Sitting next to him at the conference, they sat him next to me before he went up for the interview with Clay Travis. And I'm asking, like, how close were you to actually being drafted by Chip Kelly? Because, I mean, being Eagle fans, we know that was a hot topic in Philadelphia. Are you going to reach out and get him if he's there? And he was there. I mean, it came right down to that. And Chip Kelly in college, just having that Philadelphia connection. And he was engaged in answering back and going back and forth with that stuff, which was neat, as opposed to being like, yeah, Chip Kelly, yeah, we're good friends. And next question, and you want a picture? All right, I'm out of here. He was really down to earth, which was surprising.
Very cool.
Vig Simon, he did flake and bounce, but only after I accidentally sat next to him and breathed 1 p.m. vodka breath on him. Vig, you seem like you were drunk the entire time down there. Why do I have the feeling?
Vig could only see with his glasses on inside. It was interesting, his sunglasses.
By the way, Donnie, what were your thoughts on Skip Bayless's comments on Jimmy the Bag? What'd you think about that?
I mean, I'm sure Jimmy liked that hype in there. But I wish Jimmy would have actually got more play there. Can you imagine Paul Feinbaum up there saying, he was down there at the conference. Some idiot Jimmy the Bag was opening up for him. I mean, I would have loved it if somebody even dropped his name like that in there.
I thought it was just really funny how both of them made it a point to bring up the presenter.
Jeff, how about Therese Owens or whatever that account retweets a picture of Manziel and Ian out there?
Oh yeah.
Did you see that? I had to tweet it right away. I was like, "This is."
I retweeted it as soon as I saw it. I thought it was great. Like, wow, what is this? I mean, they picked Ian Cameron out of everybody.
Because he had the beer in his hand too. Ian's looking all like disheveled.
Ian looks drunk as hell. He's hanging out with Manziel. Great show tonight.
No smile.
Great show tonight. We'll be back tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern with the roundtable. NFC East and SEC, Donnie, tomorrow.
Wait a second. No. I'm going to get this changed. There's no way we're doing NFC East tomorrow. No way.
Well, you're not. Then don't come on. It's the rules.
It's just, Jeff, I told you last week, right
you
before
don't make
the season.
Decisions.
I'm moving up the charts over there. I think I'm a little bit ahead of you now.
We're also on tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern. Thanks to Al Bernstein for coming on, talking a little boxing with us. And thanks to our fantasy guru, Ryan D'Amico, for coming on. Yep. Ryan, any last words before we go?
Not really. I almost tweeted out today. Like I'm not sure I've been more excited for a football season than this year. I'm serious. I mean, I'm fiending for football, man. Like I know it's only a month away, but that still feels long. Like I need football to get here. I just got my Michigan tickets for home opener there. Jeff, I know me and you are gonna go down to some Birds games this year. I'm ready, man. I'm so ready.
Yeah, we heard the proverbial last Sunday without football was last Sunday, which we've heard. Hard Knock start tonight. How about that?
Take that. By the way, Jeff, I'm going to catch that 30 for 30 for you too. Yeah.
Yeah, 30 for 30 was great tonight. Very good. Very well done. Didn't know the whole story behind that. Good to see our friend Muggsy Bogues, Donnie, on TV again. I haven't seen him in a while. But yes, I got to watch both. Lot to do. Marco Lou, Ryan says, thank you for the contribution to the show. Marco Lou likes your work, Ryan. You can find Ryan on Twitter at DIA18. We're back tomorrow at 12:30. Catch us then on SBR Sports.